Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris, for those who don't know, and today we're going to be playing a modern Grixis Death Shadow League with a small new inclusion. We've got two Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger. The Titan cycles are these really exciting, splashy mythics from the new set. This one basically has... they all have certain abilities which are triggered when they enter the battlefield, and then they all, when cast or cheated into play or whatever, immediately get sacked. The only way they stay alive is if they escape, which is a mechanic, and escape means you can cast them from the graveyard for a little bit extra. In this case, black, black, red, red, and then it comes into play, stays in play, and you still get the ETB, and then the ETB is repeated every time it attacks. So Kroxa says, when it enters the battlefield, target player, or is it each opponent, sorry. Each opponent discards a card, and then if it's a land, they take 3 damage, and they don't if it's a non-land, basically. So I've replaced one Gurmag Angler and a Kolaghan's Command, I think, in the main deck with these. And I've taken out the basic island for a Blood Crypt, and I mean, we're in trouble if we play against a Blood Moon deck, and we can't counter the Blood Moon, but cross that bridge when we come to it. So the mana's a bit bad, but it enables us to cast Kroxa reliably. So we've got these 12 standard Grixis Shadow cantrip effects. There's nice synergies with Street Wraiths, Mishra's Baubles, Fetch Lands, etc., which everybody knows about. But obviously these are going to enable us to play the Kroxas from our graveyard, because you have to exile, I think, 6 cards? 5 cards from your graveyard in order to escape it. Which is why I had to cut one Angler. Possibly should have cut 2, but my thinking was that Kroxa is sort of half a discard spell, half a fatty, which is why I cut one fatty, and then the K command is kind of a flexible slot. I also thought about cutting one Inquisition, but decided that was sacrilegious. So this is kind of what we've ended up with. I have no idea if it's any good. We will take it for a league and find out, won't we? So, modern, where is it? League, hidden away down the bottom. And we'll see how we get on. I have not played Grixis Shadow competitively for a little while, so apologies if I'm a bit slow or a bit mediocre. If you've not seen this channel before, expect mediocre. I'm not a special player. There is, however, a very good Grixis Shadow pilot right there. BMJ is Ben Jones, who is like the Grixis guy. Hopefully we can play like he does. Well, it's a bit mana heavy. I think I have to keep it. It's got turn 1 Inquisition. Well, no, I don't think I do have to keep it. We're on the draw as well. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to keep it. It's like, it's functional. It's better than a bad 6. It's probably better than an average 6. If you just take one of these lands out, I'd keep that as a 6. And obviously, the deck plays a very low land count. It plays 17. So there's every chance our next couple of draw steps are not land. And then this hand starts to look really good. Okay. I don't know what that means at the moment, but I suppose, oh, that's a good draw. I suppose we're going to find out. Watery Grave is the best land in the deck. You usually want to fetch 2 Watery Graves and a Blood Crypt with your first 3 fetches. Oh, well. I guess if we take Summoner's Pact, there's not a lot to be done. Stops them getting like a Avalanche Rider. I don't know what the hell this thing's for. It costs 15. Maybe it's just so they can Eldritch for an Emrakul. It's the only thing I can think of. Well, fragile combo decks tend to be good matchups. I also just twigged that the opponent mulled to 5. They've drawn exactly what they wanted. Lucky them. We'll be fine, I'm sure. Thoughtseize. Okay, it's not Thoughtseize. Guess I'm going to start by Thought Scouring myself, see what I draw. A Street Wraith. So I can take my life total down by 5, which means I can cast a Death Shadow. And I think I'm going to do that. Gives us a clock for next turn. Next turn we'll do something along the lines of Fetch Shock down to 9. Attack for 4, Snapcaster Inquisition. Oh no, we have a Thoughtseize. We can do it pre-combat. Ooh, Kroxa. Hello. I'm excited to muck about with that. But I'm gonna snap Thoughtseize because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that gives us lethal next turn. Because we've got the Battle Rage. Puts us down to 7, so we attack for 6 now, plus 14 next turn. Man, Grixis Death Shadow is something else, isn't it? Like, we kept a hand I almost mulliganed, and we're going to be able to kill on turn 4 with 2 really good pieces of disruption. Okay. So I take the unique one. I don't think the fatty wants to be in hand. I don't really know. Unless they're playing, like, what's it called? Nourishing Shoal. Sure, I'll take the worm in case they're playing Nourishing Shoal. I suppose it's the only unique effect in their hand as well. Oh, we've got way more than lethal next turn because I forgot we can fetch shock again as well. God, this deck is wicked. Ugh. Well, we're tapped out, so I'm not going to pretend to have something. But I am going to kill them. I suppose I can Thoughtseize to check they don't have a Nourishing Shoal. Okay, so we take the Shoal. Attack, double strike, win target game. Opponent's super dead. Hooray! This is the sort of matchup we can probably win. I guess I'll bring in the Mystical Dispute as another answer to a Neo form. And apart from that, I'm not really interested in anything else. Maybe Drown in the Lock. Do I just want to max out on counter magic because Fatal Push is just dead? That's probably sensible. Cut the 3 pushes for 3 counter spells. Do I want to cut the Dismembers as well? Probably, because realistically we can't beat a Grizzlebrand anyway. So what's good in that scenario? Is it Disdainful Stroke for the... because the CMC of Nourishing Shoal is X plus green, isn't it? Is that right? Let me Google that. X green green, so we can counter Nourishing Shoals and alternate cast Avalanche Riders. So I'm going to submit like this. Feel free to, if you've played a lot of this matchup, feel free to comment and tell me whether that was right or not. That was just a bit of instinct, really. But I guess we're looking for discard and counter spells and like one threat. Probably. Let's hope we don't get turn one. We know they're capable of some crazy stuff. So I'm going to bauble myself before I use the Street Wraiths. Thought Scour, I would like to draw that. And sure, I'll shock this and say go, with a view to stubbing their play, and then if they don't make a play, I'll use my cantrips, fill the yard up, etc. Wonder if they're a Force Negation deck or something. Ah, they're a Simian Spirit Guide deck. It was a massive trick all along. So this is going to resolve. Hopefully they wish for something weak in Inquisition. They did. That's acceptable. Not sure that might have been impatient, because I should maybe have waited for the draw step to see if I drew a bauble. I'm going to Inquisition them. See what their ridiculous hand looks like. I imagine it looks ridiculous. They've got a pact they can't pay for. All these weird cards. So if I just take Neoform, most of their stuff does nothing. Seems right to me. And I just pretend I've got a Stubborn Denial. That seems also correct. I can Thought Scour end of their turn, untap, can like snap Inquisition, for example. Or hopefully I draw something a little bit more interesting in the next two draw steps. That's an actual Inquisition. I'm going to bauble myself. Let's see what's up. Disdainful Stroke. So I'm going to draw that on their turn, and I think I want to draw that, so I'm just going to cast this. So that's just gain a bunch of life and can get stroked. I'm going to take the Pact of Negation. I'm going to pass, draw that Disdainful Stroke. Nice thing about this matchup is we don't have to worry about our life total at all, because we're either winning or we're getting comboed. I think opponent is strongly considering pacting. And has decided not to. So be it. Bolt is actually potentially of some interest. We could Bolt, Snap, Bolt end of turn to try and get an aggro plan going. I guess I like that. Obviously there's some consideration to Snap Inquisition or whatever, but we'll see. I need to make sure I have a load of open mana during each and every one of their turns and a load of cards in hand, just to make sure they're as scared as they possibly can be. I think my inclination is, rather than Bolt, Snap, Bolt, my inclination is just Snap, Thought Scour to get more cards. And hopefully just try and find a bigger threat that can close the game a lot faster. One nice thing is it's good if we can mill a Kroxa. Those are some good draw steps. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of protection now. I've got a very slow clock though. Sure, we'll just Disdainful Strike that. What did they exile? The Chancellor and the Nourishing Shoal. So their hand is one Summoner's Pact. Okay. Don't see any problem with taking more damage. So I'm just going to bolt them, so I can sort of get some beat down on next turn. So that's their exile zone. This is their hand is just packed. Can't argue with the quality of our draws. Snapcaster is just another copy of Disdainful Stroke, basically, which is great. I'm going to bolt them. Just want to get the game closed while we're seemingly very far ahead. Doesn't do much for me having that extra swamp. Just going to hold up Snap, Disdainful Stroke for the remainder of the game. And it should be enough. Not that we've actually won yet. We've only got them down to a virtual 1. Never mind. That is an amusing use of a team of Battle Rage if ever I saw one. Did we win? We did. Well, that was quite straightforward, but it was like, we are their nightmare matchup. They are fragile, and all we do is interact. So, also, Kroxa didn't even show up. We didn't get to do anything fun, so hopefully another great hand. Deck's perfect. Wow. This really is a hand of magic cards. Valakut. Nice. God. Their hand sucks. It's a shame you can't Thoughtseize the actual card Valakut, but we should be able to get under that. Guess I'm just going to Thoughtseize, or do I want to play Death Shadow and just hold up stubs? Seems better. Basic land is a bit of a disappointing draw. Yeah, good. I'd like to draw a fetch so I can lose more life. That's perfect. I'd like to kill him in 2 attacks, you see. What did I take? I accidentally took the Farseek. So that's their hand. Farseek was probably the correct take anyway. Just get in for 8 and kill them next turn. Should be hard for them to kill me. We can win through a blocker. Do you feel safe, opponent? God, this deck is good. Disdainful Stroke. And is it literally nothing else? I think it probably is. This doesn't kill a Titan. None of my removal kills Titan. I wonder if I'm meant to just side out all my removal and try and get a bit grindier like this or something. Let's try that. This is... yeah. YOLO. Not sure that was the correct card to opt out of. And I'm not feeling so good about this game. This opener isn't as impressive as our last one. Land is excellent. I'm going to bauble myself. Another bauble. I think I can live without that. And weirdly, I'm fetching Steam Vents first, which is not something you normally like to do. But this gives me access to Stubborn if I draw it, or Thought Scour, more likely. And it gives me, wow, it gives me Kroxa mana for next turn. Yeah. Target myself. I guess I'll cycle this too. Why not? Thoughtseize seems perfect. I do kind of just need to threaten them, which means what exactly? Probably cycling this, trying to find a creature. Kroxa is already maybe proving to be a bit too slow. Being on 9 sucks because it's not very many triggers. We've played land. I'm going to cast Thought Scour, target myself. I guess I'll just cast Inquisition rather than Thoughtseize. Not sure. I think I'm meant to take one pact. Obviously, we're like a death shadow away from being in an amazing position. Ah, that's a thing I could have killed, given if I'd kept my removal in. It's a good one too. It means we're dead soon. Yeah, I think we're losing this game, although it's kind of hard to tell. Okay. Do not like my position one bit. I'm worried I've taken my life total too low with all these street wraiths. Going to 4. So, I kind of have to find Death Shadow. No, I'm dead. Like, if I use my fetch or my street wraith or anything, then I'm dead to them just having a land. So you can almost not beat anything. I'm going to play 2 Fatal Push. Maybe this isn't a Kroxa matchup. Felt awful that game. But you have to try these new cards, don't you? Because they look exciting. Let's see if it's awful for the remainder of the league as well. Keep solid hand. I'm going to bauble myself. Because we've got a fetch land or a black shock, we can basically decide if we want this card or not. Stubbs seems good, so I'm going to draw it. Although obviously the main priority at the moment is just a... they brought in a Baloth. The main priority at the moment is finding a threat. Sorry, I tried to think and talk at the same time and failed badly. So we draw that Stubbs. Next turn we can Thoughtseize the Scape Shift plus Stubbs the Farseek. Obstinate Baloth is an annoying one. It's a decent size. I mean, we can easily attack through it in the right circumstances, but and for those saying, why don't you Thoughtseize it? If you're unaware, it's a card that is effectively Thoughtseize proof. Because if you would take it, it just comes into play instead. So they drew a mountain. I wonder how much better the Dryad makes the deck. It means they kill on 1 less land, basically. I'm wondering if this is even the right time to fetch. I guess I do still want to hurt myself in case I draw Death Shadow. Obstinate Baloth can be countered, can't it? I'm going to thought scout myself, looking for a threat. Found one. Need to fetch first. Christopher. Idiot. Go ahead. Disappointing that we can't counter that, but such is life. We do have Drown in the lock now, so... Ooh, Gamangler. Hello. What a nice friend. 1, 2, 3, 4... Just trying to delve in a way that means my Snapcasters are still half decent. My great hope is that they put something in the graveyard before they... what was I going to say? Before they cast the Baloth, so I can counter it. Looks like they're going to. Now, I can make this 6 power... with double strike is 12 plus 5 is 17, so they have to block. So if they block sack, I can respond by fetch double strike. I think we win, if I've done my maths correctly. Give it double strike and trample. That's 17, right? We've got a counter spell if we need it. Yes. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. What I'm beginning to learn is that I really like Grixis Shadow, and I don't like Kroxa, I don't think. But I suspect if we play against Jund or something, I'll probably really like it, or like Jeskai or whatever. And obviously it's not unlikely in this brave new world that we might get to play against fair decks. I'm not sure what I consider Scapeshift, because obviously it is a combo deck, but it's such a bad one, I don't think of it as being unfair. Not like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example of like Neoform is utterly unfair, although it is also very bad. What's an example of a really good unfair combo deck? Like Infect. Infect is really good. Other than it's like super easy to disrupt with like 3 pieces of removal. But beyond that, it's really good. Storm is really good. Although again, disruptible. Great hand. This might be Kroxa's time to shine. We'll give him a whirl. Yeah, we can rip their hand apart. And we can reduce our life to... Ooh! Flooded Strand. This should be a proper slog. Let's get some extra info before we Thoughtseize. I'm going to use my fetch. Not sure this is correct. Show me what you've got, opponent. Oh! The oust. They've got the oust. So Field of Ruin is good against me because we have precisely one basic land. So that's a bit scary. But beyond that, we'll be fine. It's all fine. Shocking a Blood Crypt. Here's a sorcery. I'm just going to see what happens if we cast this. It might be good. So it's basically they discard a land, or they either discard one of their spells or they discard a land and take 3. They took 3. Discarding a plane, so they've kept these 4 cards. What's the one I want to get ousted the most? Probably this. Yep. They don't know that I've cut my island. I guess they may suspect it from the Kroxa in the graveyard, but they don't know for sure. Terminus, interesting. Fine, yeah. Just to make it possible for us to draw into the Death Shadow. Although I think I'm going to escape my Kroxa right now. So red, red, black. So whichever land is fine. Red, black, red, black. Kroxa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should resolve. Should knock a card out of their hand. And just sit there being a large boy. They discarded another Mystic Sanctuary, so we know their hand still. If it gets ousted, I think that's fine. It's traded for 2 cards. 3 actually, because obviously, yeah, that's fine. I wonder if they're going to field my Steam Vents now. Yeah, we can't fetch because we've run out. So, big win for opponent. Thought Scout is an unbelievable draw. I'm gonna Thoughtseize. No, Inquisition. No, I'm not. I'm gonna Thought Scout myself first. So I've got no more fetchable lands, I don't think. If I Inquisition them, take anything that isn't the cryptic. They have 2 cryptics. And now I think we're losing. But who can say? They may decide to be patient. I mean, I'd start by just bouncing the Angler. Yeah. Damn right. That's painful. even going to scoop. We don't have an out. So here's a question: did I overvalue my stupid Kroxa? Got 2 more things to bring in. Let's try that. Although if I'm them, I might be cutting cryptics, so maybe the strokes are bad. Maybe the strokes are sufficiently bad that I just want K commands for grind purposes. We will see, won't we? Would I like to play first? Yes. Infinite Stubborn Denials is kind of where it's at. Give me a Thoughtseize. Go. Opponent's hand was good in the matchup last game. Well, no, Field of Ruin was good. And then I just felt like I didn't do enough proactively. We definitely need to draw a non land at some point, because all of these spells are bad without creatures. They've shocked, representing mana leak. Obviously, no idea if they've got it. Creature. Balls. Go. Feels very Legacy-like, just having a pile of uncracked fetches in play. Have successfully dealt 3 damage to the opponent already. And made their Tech Edge bad. I like that we're in a world where Tech Edge is fine again. Guess we're getting a Watery Grave, as it's nearly always the first thing we fetch. Two paths, 2 mana leaks. Wow, this hand is good. Wish I could take that Jace. You should run out your Jace. It will go well for you. Do I want to double Stubborn Denial that thing? Or do I just want to use all my fetches now? Probably have to double Stubborn Denial it, which is really sad. And also impossible because of me being retarded. So I'm just going to not and feel bad. Sure, we haven't got a Death Shadow. I don't see any reason to take damage. Let that resolve. That's a great draw as well. They've still got Path up. Goodness me, my life is awful. Just using 2 Stubborn Denials, which is like my best card in the matchup, to answer one thing feels really bad. So does casting this into that. Still, we knock a card out their hand and they lose some life. No, they don't. They don't lose life. Drown in the Lock is basically a hard counter now. It's interesting that they targeted themselves with the Ashiok. I only just picked up on that, but that must be why they have a large graveyard. This should resolve based on information that we have. We're not playing many bolts, so it's probably right for them to do that. Gamangler. Not a great draw with that Ashiok on board. It's exactly what we needed if that Ashiok wasn't on board, though. That's for sure. So I guess I'm looking for a Thought Scour would be the best top deck we could get. I think I'm okay with that. Fetch land, Thought Scour, Bauble. Guess I just pass. Ugh. Gross. This says to me that they're going to activate the Ashiok to mill as much as possible out of my yard. If they don't, we've got half a chance of casting the Angler, but they do. Now I'm going to bauble them, even though they've got a fetch. They reveal a Teferi. I hope they do fetch. Oh, I get my draw step as well. Okay, well these are fine draws at least. Okay, I wanted to take the mana leak anyway. Yeah, trying to play a long game against that stupid freaking Ashiok is going to be tough. They target what? Cryptic. Okay, that's fine. We've got a handful of stuff that answers it cheaply. Let's see what's up. Is it just all paths? And a snare, which doesn't matter. We take a path. It's good to get out from under the Mystic Sanctuary lock. Oof, gross. Yeah, if they activate Ashiok as well, I'll pack it in. If they don't, then I might not. They do. I'm willing to pack that in. GG's de Boos. I'm guessing that's like a Dutch way of spelling the boss or something. That'd be right. So I'm starting to come to the conclusion that the Kroxa is probably too inefficient for Modern, but that doesn't mean it's awful in Pioneer or Standard. I suspect the more forgiving, slower paced formats will be a healthy, happy home for it. I'm wondering if Uro is. I feel like Uro is the best of the Titans. I think many people agree based on pricing and clamour and stuff. I wonder if that's going to be you know, actually good enough. Sure, I'll keep another solid hand. Let's do a Thought Seize and see what's up. Ah, this is familiar. Well, I guess we take the unique card and pass the turn. Not much appeal to taking one of 3 explores. Fine. Just draw what you need when you need it. That's fine. I'm not bitter. Got the prime time. Must be nice to be queen, eh? Gamangler. Very nice. Let's get that down. Woo! That was a good draw. Stubs should make me feel fairly safe. But they can't ramp that hard. They got a Field of the Dead. It's interesting seeing Field of Ruin in that deck. Sure, I guess I'll shock. We have to get in 2 normal hits and 1 double struck hit in order to... I guess that's fine. Don't even know if they've got 2 lands in hand. That's irritating. That's a whole extra turn. Death Shadow. Pretty good. So I will basically Fatal Push zombies if they have zombies, and we'll try to kill with Dismember plus Battle Rage. I think we can do it, right? Because we'll lose some life, so the shadow will grow. The Titan will fall. Sounds like a line from like a fairly bad James, what's his name? Not James, Michael Bay movie trailer, doesn't it? Yep. Let's kill one of these. Let's think this through. Right, so that will be a 9/9. 18 minus 6. Yeah. Cool. Coward. Yep, assign 6 there. And the rest to face. Cool, we win. We're super smart. They suck. Blah, 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 blah. Don't we have any way to disrupt them relevantly? All this stuff's bad. Might want Plague Engineers as they're on Field of the Deads. Probably better than Drown. Plague Engineer naming Zombie. Pretty good. Shrink some zombies, block a Titan, that sort of shiz. Let's see how we get on. Probably Kroxa's just worth. Oh, there we are. A bit slow. You know it's bad when you want to just side it out willy-nilly. Oh. Just such a good hand. It seems ridiculous to mulligan it, but the swamp is like, if that was a watery grave, I would keep this. I think I'm just going to keep it anyway and get punished, and that's fine. That's how magic works. You make bad decisions, you lose. Some of the time. Well, I've decided out all my fatal pushes. Bauble. Actually, Street Wraith first makes way more sense. Okay. So they draw the foothills. And they're going to draw a Dismember. Okay. Good to know about all that stuff. This appears to be about the best draw they're capable of, which is nice and scary. And the Dismember isn't yet confirmed. They may even shuffle just to try and throw me off. Jesus, I was scared then. Okay. This is much better. So this is going to get Watery Grave. And I guess I should cast a Thought Scour now in case I hit a fish. Because Stubbs is unlikely to be good. Plague Engineer. Not quite the creature we were looking for. It's worth noting that the opponent is down to 2 cards in hand, but I'm fairly sure we're losing this game nonetheless. And I'm fairly sure for game 3 I'm going to bring in a couple of Fatal Push over the Kroxas or something. Maybe a Dismember. So they didn't draw this. So we have no more information. That's just 3 random cards in their hand. Hopefully they're not land Titan. I think if it was, they would have done that by now. Yep, that'll do it. I'm not really interested in playing that out. So, what did I say? I wanted some pushes over these. And really, we just want a fast clock in this game, don't we? I'm going to bring Dismembers in because they are the best way for us to use, like, Battle Rage to push through damage, I think. And we just need to draw, like, a... or even maybe mull to a sort of combo-ish hand with all the... with all the Life Lost, Death Shadow, Team of Battle Rage stuff. Go for, like, a turn 4 kill trampling over whatever they've put in the way. With that in mind, I think we have to try and do better than this, which is a shame because it's a functional hand, but this is closer. Get rid of one Thought Scour. Realistically, we're in a lot of trouble if we don't draw a second land, but that's fine. We know what we're getting ourselves in for. I just realised our opponent misplayed the last turn of the last game, and that they should have. What they should have done was use their no, because it's tap sack. No, never mind. I'm being rude. I was going to say they might have been able to get extra zombies if they got fields with their Titan, but I'm talking shit. So I can stub the Explore, I can't stub this, and I can't stub this. I'm actually taking the Arboreal Grazer, which feels wrong. That's a weird amount of respect to show that stupid Sloth. But whatever. Oh! We're doing it! Doing it! Doing it! I'm going to take that Tribe Elder. I'm going to Stubbs the Explore, and if they don't cast the Explore, I'm going to cast Thought Scour. Opponent masterfully playing around my stuff. Thought Scour myself. Okay. Oh, lovely. I guess I have to do this first, lose a bit more life. In case they have, like, the Dismember that we saw. We've got a Cavern, a Field. I'm going to take the Scape Shift because it's the good card. Pass the turn. They can cast Explore safely, but I think that's fine. Okay. Come on, fetch land. Kind of just have to go for it now. Fetch land is still our best draw, and probably will continue to be for the remainder of the game. Yeah. So opponent has 2 land drops. I assume this just names Giant. Yep. Sure thing. Fetch. Yes. Should have maybe fetched to deal extra damage there, I'm not sure. So they get a zombie. I'm not sure if they're meant to attack me or not. This is kind of why I was being cagey before, as I'm really not sure with life totals. That makes me feel a bit safer. Let's do an attack. I imagine this just gets blocked by the zombie. And that is fine if it does. Nope, they're trying to kill me. I'm going to take 3. I'm going to make a fish. And try and kill them next turn with double strike and stuff. Depending on what they do, of course. This makes a zombie as well as disrupting me. That's really good, actually. Fuck. That's super good. Maybe I should have fetched a blood crypt. Oh, have I blown this? Have I blown this? I'm not sure. I doubt it's just a land, because I feel like they would have played just a land. It's just a land. Opponent is just kind of slowish. Are they going to try to kill me now? Nope. Still being cautious. Snap Thought Scour. Probably has to wait. I guess I attack with nothing. Yeah, this feels bad. I'm going to Snap Thought Scour at the end of their turn. So my great hope is that we get a red source and we can have our life total super low and trample over for it in the region of 1 million. But don't know if that's going to be possible. Ah, is this a prime time? Certainly looks like one. So I assume that means I'm dead to Valakut, but not necessarily. We get a 1, which is fairly similar. Oh, 4 triggers, sure, 2 Valakuts, yeah. Very good. Not sure if I was meant to keep that low land count hand or not. I think I lost that game because I didn't fetch a Blood Crypt. I think that's literally the only reason. And that's really annoying. Because the Field of Ruin was literally in front of my eyes. But, you know, it all comes back to what I was saying before about you shouldn't expect me to be brilliant, because I'm not. This player is a name I recognise. I think they're often on the trophy leaderboard. But it doesn't mean they're safe from the mighty Bubble Wizard. This is probably not a keep. Chris, idiot. Why would you do that? Ooh, that's an unexpected land. If they take my Thought Scour, that's scary. Took my Shadow, also bad. Myself. Another Thought Scour. I don't think I want that. What do we get? Come on, lad. It's like half a land. it's more like a third of a land. Yep. They can't take my Street Wraith. Or my Freedom. But they can take my Stun Denial. Between one Street Wraith and one normal draw step, we've got like a 2/3 chance of hitting a land. Guess that's probably enough. That's the one that I would have taken to opponent. Astrolabe? Giver. Okay. So be it. I'm going to cycle this now in case I hit Fatal Push. I failed to hit Fatal Push. It's like black-white mid-range sort of situation. Possibly, but not definitely featuring Smallpox. They have a Fatal Push. Okay, it's good to know about. They also only have 2 cards at hand. We've got another Street Wraith. Pardon me. Come on, opponent. Can't be that hard. You've got 3 cards. Unless they're all like modal spells. That's not a modal spell. Come on, just give me a land. Please. Okay. Fine. Fine. I'll push whatever I can, basically. Can't protect itself, unlike Mother of Runes, which is very nice because Mother of Runes is a pain in the tits. Highly doubt they'll take my Kroxa on account of it being lame and bad. So the opponent's got Fatal Push and 1 other card, which is like kind of bad against us overall. But I do want to kill that Shambling Vent. They took the Kroxa. Much respect. So their hand is just push, so we really want to kill their Shambling Vent. Because it will kill us eventually. Oh, never mind. Can't Fatal Push this, friend. Oops. Need to leave that one in the graveyard. Can't Fatal Push this. Go. Fucking hell. My Gangler's a piece of work. Patrick Chapin was right all along. Land. Finally. See if they hit me with their vent or not. I'd be inclined to, honestly. Because they know, I think, every card in my hand, so they know it's not dying. Obviously, my intention is to very tactically and cleverly draw another land. Which I've done, so now I'm safe from everything. I am, in fact, the smartest man alive. I'm going to get basic swamp and steam vents. I don't even need to, because of Urborg. This is so good. They're at 9. Fine, I'll just kill them. That works too. Just kill them with Stubbs backup, no big deal. Life's fine. Go get me steam vents. This deck is crazy. Cool. That was after being mana screwed forever. Oh, I guess Kerrigan's Command. Royal Scions. And what's bad? Like, as a general rule, I side out hand attack in like hand attack mirrors, because it's a really bad top deck if you end up in that situation. So trimming down to 4 pieces seems okay. Because like if we all end up junding each other out, then I'd rather have these 3 cards than those 3 cards as my potential top decks. Pardon me. Just cracking my knuckles. Apologies if the mic picked that up. It's not a very nice habit. Yeah, if we can... I'll be satisfied if we can win one of the next 2 games and I can pull a 3-2 out of this with my 2 defeats being to blue-white, which is quite hard, and Scape Shift, which I don't know how that matchup is. I imagine it's evenish. This hand is great. God, this hand is good. Like, Thought Seizers, as I was just moaning about them in the matchup, they're fine if they're in your opener. They're just bad if you draw them late, so having 2 of my 4 in my opener is actually quite good. I suspect this is like a smallpox deck from the opponent, so I would quite like to be able to protect myself against that, because that card is obnoxious. Okay. Take Stoneforge, because it's a 2-for-1, we can just push Bob. Opponent's got it's a cracking hand though overall, isn't it? All good cards. So yeah, the plan is to like Fatal Push that, probably cast Thought Scour or Thought Seize as well. Fatal Push. I don't really want to have to deal with frickin' Lingering Souls either, but taking half a Lingering Souls with the Thought Seize feels terrible. Guess I have to take the Ley Line. Hopefully this turn is just Dark Confidant go. Nope, it's Tokens go, which is way worse for me. Yep, that's good here. Well, I guess I have to cast this now because otherwise it becomes dead. It's also just good to reduce my life total a bit. Down to 6 though, that's not very high. I kind of need a Battle Rage. Although, actually, this just attacks for 7, so that's quite good too. I decided to go to combat first, I guess. Take 1. Thought scour myself. Bauble. Bauble myself. Bloodstain Maya, so I do have to fetch, which sucks. Attack. Eat 1 spirit, I assume. Seems like a fairly easy block. No? They're just trying to kill me. Not quite what we were looking for. Hell's Teeth. That ain't good. I wish we hadn't drawn... I wish we'd drawn a, you know, a good card instead of this turd. Well, now we know about Lingering Souls, I'm going to bring in Plague Engineers. Oh god, what's happening? Hang on. Oh, there it is. Bring in the Plague Engineers, and... side like that. That seems fine. I would love to go first. Yeah, it's a good one. They've got the ley line. That's horrible. My fish is rubbish. Which one's that? Is it the filter land? No, it's the sack to draw a card land. Not good. Not good. I'm aware that the sound of me moving around on my chair there sounded like a fart, and I just want you to know it wasn't. I have to thought scour myself, even though they've got the ley line, because I don't want to mill a Lingering Souls. They play a Bob, which we know about, but we can't kill anymore because Dismember's gone away, and that's sad. This game has really taken a turn. I'm fairly close to dead. Yeah. Okay, that helps a bit. Could do something like flash in Snapcaster to block, but not until they've drawn more cards. Yeah, We do have bad stuff to discard. Quite close to conceding though. But we've got these awful looking fish. Okay, I'm going to get the most I possibly can out of this Snapcaster Mage, which is a 1-for-1. It will either trade for a removal spell or for their Bob. The only spell I can think of would be Path. Oh! There's an Urborg. Never mind. Hopefully we draw a land. Next best option. I don't know quite how I'm planning on beating this Liliana. Like, I feel like if their hand is Lingering Souls and 2 other cards and they're just plussing it, how can I ever win? Sure. Get rid of this idiot. This game is over. Okay, so I can... Not much. I've got to discard this Battle Rage at some point. Probably to the next Liliana activation. I'll discard the Battle Rage. I really need to just draw Death Shadow, literally. That might make the difference. They're going to hit me with a Vent. Yeah, this sucks. Big time. Don't think we're coming back from that. They did a good job of navigating so that my Stubbs was dead the whole time and kind of made my life as difficult as possible. It was just well played by them. Yeah, if we go back and view the deck, basically, to cut a long story short, Grixis Shadow's awesome. Kroxa's bad. Just play Grixis Shadow. That's my feeling. And yeah, enjoy it. Let me know how you get on. Thank you guys. Goodbye.